What is life? What is death? What am I doing here? Who am I without?
I sat up in bed and I realized in that instant of sitting up in bed and breathing, I went, "Ugh," like this breathing in air. I realized I hadn't been breathing the whole time that I would have been in this experience. And I made that sound so loudly, it woke Tony up, and he sat up and said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "I don't know, but my life will never be the same again."
It got bigger and bigger and brighter until it was filling in every direction, and it was made up of lights and flames and white, and just got closer and closer, and then all of a sudden it hit me.
But suddenly there was like this kind of like this portal just opened, that there I could just sense that I have access to all the information in the universe.
So I had like this very deep connection with my team, offered up this prayer, and within like 2 months, my entire life fell apart. So, you know, spirit doesn't mess around. And when you ask, it is always given.
And then in that dream, I understood that what I am is mirrored throughout the whole cosmos, that I'm part of all of that. I am literally part of everything in the cosmos, and all of that is part of me. It can be seen by me through these mirrors. And so I felt like this web of life, you cannot unplug from it. You cannot get out of it. No matter what you do, you are in it, and it is glorious. And all of that energy and potential and creativity and possibility is ours. And that all of the universe is reflected in our very being, in our very selves. And everything that we are is reflected throughout the whole universe too. There is no separateness. There is no such thing as anything being separate.
2020, what a ride. My life is 100,000 times better than I ever imagined it could be.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy full moon. Good morning. Oh, it's so wonderful to see all of your lovely faces. I see everybody here in the chat. Good morning. Good morning, Jennifer and Jen and Eve and Erica and Claudette and Hope. And my goodness, there's so many people here. Good morning. Welcome in. As always, in the comments, you're welcome to share where you're from. I love hearing that. You are also, I would love to hear, how are you feeling on this full moon today? You know, maybe there's one word that you want to share about how you're feeling. I would love to hear that as well. My name is Lisa, and I am the host of the Buddhist Biohacker YouTube channel and the founder of Ajatakasha. And welcome in, everyone. Just welcome in. So wonderful to see everyone. We have a very special practice today. So we've had a really incredible weekend. We have absolutely had profound awakenings across our community this weekend. For those of you who missed the premiere of Awakened Grace, episode 1 with Julie Hoyle, don't worry. You can watch it anytime now. It is up on the YouTube channel, and it's just so full of Shakti. I actually watched it a second time, which for me was probably the 100th time as the producer, but I did watch it the night with my husband as well on Friday night. So we've had just, hopefully I come back on. Am I back, you guys? Yeah, it's so much energy. Am I back online, you guys? Can you hear me? Okay. Hopefully I'm back on. It looks like I'm having major internet issues. Oh geez. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Let's hope this works. Let's hope this works. You guys got it? It looks like it's working. Okay. Hopefully this all works. So I'm going to just start. Okay, yay. Everybody can hear me. Okay. So we hadn't started yet before it all locked up, and I'm certain it's the energy of this day. So in prayer position, I have a beautiful prayer for the full moon that I'm going to share with all of you. Okay, here it is. Bright one, shining one, blessed one, your light is the softness of heaven, the quiet rays that guide us through dark. We sing praises to you, our pathfinder, jewel of the sky, you who brightens the night. You are our voice among the heavenly stars. May we be as you are each night. Luminescent in shadow, changing yet constant, calm yet affecting, silent and watchful. May we be all these things as you have always taught us. Moon, bright moon, be full in our hearts as you fill the sky with your beauty. And so it is. And so I'd like to share just a little bit about the full moon astrology with everybody. And hopefully this is still working. I think it is. So today the full moon is in Libra. And Libra invites us to find a balance between what we want and what is best for us. And I'm reminded of this particular teaching in a tarot book about a tarot card. And it said, you may not get what you want, but you will get what you need. And perhaps you will find that what you need is exactly the very thing you want. And I used to hate getting that message because it was like, oh, I'm not going to get this thing that I'm desiring, whether it was a boyfriend or a job or whatever it was. It was like, oh, I'm not going to get what I want. But there's so much truth to that teaching because we do get exactly what we need. And oftentimes what we think we want does not actually align with our journey or our heart's desire ultimately. And it is our disconnect from what we think is our heart's desire versus what is our heart's desire that is the challenge. So I invite you today to do some inquiry throughout the day about what it is you really want. And is that what you need? And does it align with your heart's desire? Because that is going to give you some insight into where your inner work is right now. And if there's something that you're frustrated with that you aren't getting, this is a good time to ask yourself, why am I not receiving this? And is it aligned for my highest and best good? So another thing about Libra is it's about partnership. And partnership is such a challenge for so many, right? It's always a work in progress, whether you're single and trying to find a partner, or whether you're in a partnership and you want to improve the relationship. There is always work to be done. And with that in mind, it reminded me of this beautiful Osho card in the Osho Zen Tarot, which is the Two of Water. And I loved the message, and I shared it across my social media platforms and via email today because it's so beautiful. And I want to share that with you here. When the Two of Water appears, first meditate and be blissful. Then much love will happen of its own accord. Then being with others is beautiful, and being alone is also beautiful. Then it is simple too. You don't depend on others, and you don't make others dependent on you. Then it is always a friendship and a friendliness. It never becomes a relationship. It is relatedness. You relate, but you don't create a marriage. Marriage is out of fear, and relatedness is out of love. You relate. As long as things are moving beautifully, you share. And if you see that the moment has come to depart because your paths separate or have come to a crossroads, you say goodbye with great gratitude for all that the other has been to you, for all the joys and all the pleasures, all the beautiful moments that you have shared with the other. And with no misery and no pain, you simply separate. And that's a powerful message because we often hold on to things far too long. It's part of the human experience, not wanting to let go. But in this sacred circle that we hold every day in the Ajatakasha community and every full moon and new moon as an entire community through YouTube and all of these spaces where we find each other. In this sacred space, we are a container for the divine feminine. And the divine feminine does not hold. In fact, she is the opposite. She is the expert at letting go, allowing, surrendering. The whole concept of let go, to allow something to leave. That's what letting go is about. It's letting, it's allowing, it's giving space for energies to come into our life and then go out of our life. And rather than being hurt by someone separating or whether it's a friend or a lover, whatever it is, instead of being hurt or feeling that pain, or feeling judged or judging yourself, right? Judging the other person, maybe it's you that's leaving or walking away and you have judgment, anger. Instead of having all those destructive emotions, you just allow. And you say, you know what? This is beautiful. What we had and the connection or the relationship or the friendship that we had gave me everything I needed and everything you needed in that moment. And it was beautiful and it was blissful. And then let go. And it's a powerful practice, and one that I'm finishing my next book, and it's all about dating and relationships. And I was able to have that experience towards the end before I met my incredible husband that I'm with now. But I had that experience of really being able to say, I love you, and it's okay that we separate now. That's okay. But we still have love and compassion for one another. And so I invite you to practice this teaching today. So many of us have relationships that are leaving us as we change and evolve and shift. And so many of us are also seeing, as we do our own shadow work, that toxic relationships that we need to leave, right? Things that move out of our life, whether that's a job or a person or an experience or a community. And so as we make these changes, it is about embracing the divine feminine and really allowing ourselves to let go, to release. It's a beautiful teaching and one that we can embrace during this full moon, which is in Libra, which is the perfect time to do this. So we're going to move into our compassionate practice, our Tonglen practice. And it's just so beautiful. And I want to explain a little bit about what Tonglen is. Tonglen is a Tibetan practice of compassion for those who are ill, who are dying, or who have died. It's also for anyone who's in pain of any kind. And this can be a formal meditation that you practice often, or it can be something that we can do together in a group like we are today. Again, there's been mass life that has left the planet this week. There have been shootings. I live in Colorado, so the Boulder shootings happened in my area. There were tornadoes and people lost their lives in the midst of the storms. There have been floods in Australia, and a year ago, of course, they had fires. So, we hold Australia in our hearts. And so the message of Tonglen is this. We breathe in for all of us, and we breathe out for all of us. We use what seems like poison as the very medicine or the cure. And what we're going to do is I'd like you to get comfortable in your seated position, however you're seated for meditation. And I want you to close down your eyes. And we'll begin with the breath. Become aware of the breath. Notice the chest, the low belly rising and falling with the breath. And bring your awareness to the heart center. And within the heart center lies a white seed, a beautiful white seed. This is the seed of compassion, the bodhicitta. Every sentient being on the planet Earth has this seed inside of our heart. And it is the cultivation of bodhicitta, of compassion, that is our mission on the planet. This is the great love of all sentient beings. And one of the great mothers who has great love for all sentient beings is the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin. And I share with you this prayer of Kuan Yin. We invoke you, Kuan Yin, to guard us and guide us as we practice compassion. Kuan Yin, you who hears the cries of the world, please listen to our outpouring of sorrow and hope. Just as when frightened, children seek protection and refuge in their mother's comforting arms, so do we children of the Dharma seek protection and refuge in you when saddened and horrified by the suffering of samsara. But who are you? You are nothing other than wisdom and compassion, the wisdom and compassion of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and our own latent wisdom and compassion that can grow to become like yours. In tragedy, may we turn to wisdom and compassion and be comforted by its protective embrace. Seeing that all beings seek only happiness and never misery, may we abandon despair, anger, and blame. May all those who suffer from loss and grief, from horror and outrage, become fountains of wisdom and compassion flowing out to the world and healing beings' pain. May all those who have died in avoidable tragedies release all attachment to this life and go on to the next with their hearts of wisdom and compassion. And with love, may we send them on with prayers that they be born in your pure land. By holding ourselves and others responsible for our misdeeds, may we too hear the cries of the world. And with compassion, may all of us overcome the self-centered attitude and create a better world, one in which everyone seeks to benefit each other. And begin to feel this seed of compassion growing and expanding as you reflect on bodhicitta, on compassion and love for all sentient beings. May we all hear the cries of the world and respond with love, compassion, and nonviolence. Begin to breathe in the feelings of heat, of darkness, of heaviness, that sense of fear and claustrophobia. Breathe in the pain and the suffering. And as you breathe out feelings of coolness, of brightness, of light, a sense of freshness and openness and healing. Breathe in completely, taking in the negative energy of the world in through your very pores. And as you breathe out, radiate positive energy completely out of every cell of the body. Through all pores of the body, allow light to come out of the body. With each breath, breathing in the fear and breathing out the light. Begin to centralize your focus on a particular person, situation, negative experience on the planet. It could be your own personal experience, or it could be a negative experience. But begin to centralize your focus on one particular energy you would like to heal. You can even do this for the pain or suffering you yourself are experiencing. Breathing in the suffering, and breathing out the confidence, the relief, the healing energy. Breathing in and out, begin to expand your heart space, expand your compassion. Make this bigger than one situation. Make this bigger than our planet itself. Surround your enemies. Surround the victims with compassion and light and love. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, begin to access emptiness. The idea of emptiness, the Heart Sutra, Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. There is completely, absolutely, verifiably nothing. We come from nothing into this world, and as we leave this world, we again are nothing. Therefore, it is our path to generate compassion for all sentient beings across the planet. Victims of violence and destructive emotions. May they leave this earth trusting in our ability to generate compassion for all sentient beings across the planet. Take a moment to sit in emptiness. It is the great void, the Mahashunya, in which all things are created. It is also the source of the Ajatakasha, boundless and infinite space in which we gather all the information of the universe. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your chin down to your chest, feeling a nice stretch at the back of the neck, and slowly flutter your eyes open and come back to center. I ask that today, on this full moon, that we generate bodhicitta, light some candles, practice compassion for all the sentient beings across the planet. That is not just humans, but all sentient beings. We have a beautiful day in front of us here on Buddhist Biohacker YouTube. And I invite you to join us shortly at 10 a.m. for a beautiful photography slideshow presentation with Sherry Peterson. And then we have our Sunday morning premiere at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is a beautiful collaboration of music and art, poetry, and channeled messages for everyone on this Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Hope, for sharing, and Eve and Claudette and everybody who's joined. Rachel, I see everybody here. It's just so beautiful. Such a beautiful gift for all of us to come together and for us to share in these teachings each and every moon ceremony. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much. So much love to each and every one of you. And I will see you in about 25 minutes.